Imagine this. You hit 62. You've worked your whole life. Decades of waking up early, dealing with stress, sacrificing time. And finally, you're standing at the moment everyone talks about. Should I take Social Security now, or wait? And almost everywhere you look, people are telling you the same thing. Wait until 67, or even 70. It's the smartest move. So you wait, you delay. You sacrifice years of income just to get a bigger check later. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For a lot of people, that advice might actually be costing them tens of thousands of dollars. And, in some cases, even more. Asterisk, my name is Zenvest, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people make financial decisions, especially the ones that seem obviously right, but secretly aren't. If you're someone who's worried about retirement, unsure when to claim Social Security, or just trying to make smarter money decisions as you get older, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to challenge one of the biggest assumptions in retirement planning. That delaying Social Security is always the smarter move. And once you see the numbers and the psychology behind it, you might start looking at age 62 very differently. Section 1. The common advice and why it sounds so logical. Look. Here's the thing. The reason everyone says wait actually makes sense on the surface. If you take Social Security at 60, your benefit is reduced by about 25 to 30% compared to your full retirement age. But if you wait until 70, your benefit increases by roughly 8% per year after full retirement age. So, yeah, bigger check later, smaller check now. And that sounds like a no-brainer, right? Why would you take less money? Why would you lock in a smaller payment for life? But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just about how much you get per month. It's about how long you live, how you invest your health, your lifestyle, and, most importantly, timing. Because Social Security isn't just a bigger versus smaller decision. It's a timing strategy. Section 2. The break-even reality. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's break it down with real numbers. Let's say, at 62 gives you get $1,500 month. At 67 gives you get $2,100 month. At 70 gives, you get $2,600 month. Now, most people look at this and think, obviously, $2,600 is better than $1,500. But that's incomplete thinking. Because if you start at 62, you're collecting money for 8 extra years before age 70. That's $1,500. 12 months times 8 years equals $144,000. You've already received $144,000 before the waiters even get their first check. So now the real question becomes, how long do you have to live to make waiting worth it? This is called the break-even age. And for most people, it lands somewhere around 78 to 82 years old. Let that sink in. You have to live into your late 70s or early 80s just to break even. Not profit, not win. Just break even. Section 3. The life expectancy problem. Now you might be thinking, okay, but people live longer now, so waiting still makes sense. And yeah, that's partially true. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Life expectancy is an average, not a guarantee. In fact, many people don't make it past 80. Health issues often start in the 60s and 70s, and quality of life can decline significantly. So what happens if you delay benefits, and then don't live long enough to fully enjoy them? You essentially traded years of guaranteed income for a higher payment you barely used. And that's a risk most people don't think about. Asterisk. Section 4. The psychological trap. Here's where it gets deeper. Because this isn't just math, this is psychology. Most people delay Social Security because they're afraid of making the wrong decision. They think, if I take it early, I'm losing money. But, in reality, they're trying to avoid regret. And that leads to something called loss aversion. We hate losing more than we like winning. So even if taking benefits early might actually be smarter, people avoid it because it feels like a loss, even when it isn't. Section 5. Opportunity cost, the hidden factor. Now let's talk about something almost no one includes in this conversation. Opportunity cost. If you take Social Security at 62, that money doesn't just sit there. You can invest it, use it to reduce debt, cover living expenses, avoid withdrawing from retirement accounts. Let's say you take that $1,500 month and even invest a portion of it at a modest 5 to 6% return. Over 8 years, that early money could grow significantly. So now you're not just comparing $1,500 versus $2,600, you're comparing $1,500 plus growth plus flexibility vs $2,600 later. That changes everything. Section 6. The sequence of returns risk. Here's what most people don't realize. Taking Social Security early can actually protect your retirement portfolio. Let's say the market crashes, right after you retire. If you're not taking Social Security yet, you're forced to withdraw from your investments at the worst possible time. That's called sequence of returns risk, and it can destroy a portfolio. But if you're already receiving Social Security at 62, you can rely on that income instead and leave your investments alone to recover. That's not just smart, that's strategic. Section 7. Health and lifestyle reality. Let's be honest for a second. Your early 60s are often your most active retirement years. You have more energy, better health, more desire to travel and enjoy life. So why delay income until your late 60s or 70s, when your ability to enjoy it might be lower? Some people wait, only to realize they missed the window where money actually mattered most. Section 8. When taking at 62 makes sense, okay? So let's get practical, because this isn't a one-size-fits-all decision. Here's when taking Social Security at 62 can actually be the smarter move. 1. You need income now if you don't have strong savings or cash flow. Waiting might force you into debt or bad financial decisions. 2. Your health isn't great if longevity is uncertain. Taking money earlier often makes more sense. 3. You want flexibility. Early income gives you options, and options equals power. 4. You plan to invest the money. Even modest returns can tilt the math in your favor. 5. You want to protect your portfolio. Using Social Security early can reduce withdrawals from investments. Section 9. When waiting might still be better now. To be fair, waiting can still be a great strategy in some cases. For example, you're in excellent health and expect to live into your 90s. You have strong savings and don't need the income. You want to maximize survivor benefits for a spouse. In those situations, delaying might actually give you a better long-term outcome. But notice something. Those are specific situations, not universal rules. Section 10. The biggest mistake people make. The biggest mistake people make is blindly following generic advice. Wait as long as possible. Always delay. Bigger check equals better decision. But personal finance is exactly that. Personal. Your decision should depend on your health, your finances, your goals, your risk tolerance, not what some generic rule says. Section 11. Actionable steps. So here's what you should actually do. Step 1. Calculate your break-even age. Compare early versus delayed benefits. Step 2. Be honest about your health, not optimistic. Honest. Step 3. Evaluate your cash flow. Do you need income now? Step 4. Consider investment opportunities. What could early money do for you? Step 5. Think about your lifestyle. When do you actually want to enjoy your money? Because retirement isn't just about maximizing dollars, it's about maximizing life. Asterisk, here's the truth no one likes to say. There is no perfect Social Security strategy, only a strategy that fits your life. But what is dangerous is assuming that waiting is automatically smarter. Because for a lot of people, taking Social Security at 62 isn't a mistake. It's actually the more logical, flexible, and realistic choice. And once you understand the math and the psychology behind it, you stop asking, how do I get the biggest check? And start asking, how do I use my money at the right time? If this changed the way you think about retirement, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Because the difference between staying broke and building real wealth isn't just how much money you have, it's how well you understand the decisions around it.